What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are venturing into the exciting world of AI image generation, and more specifically, we're talking about the groundbreaking Flux models. Now, you've probably already seen those jaw-dropping images flooding your Twitter and Reddit feeds. Flux has taken the AI art scene by storm. But we're not just here to marvel at pretty pictures. We're going behind the scenes to understand what makes Flux tick, and more importantly, how you can harness its power, even without a top-of-the-line PC. Developed by the brilliant minds over at Black Forest Labs, Flux is not just one model but a family of models, each with its own strengths. There's Schnell, the speedster built for quick tests and experiments, perfect for those dipping their toes into the Flux waters. Then we have the Dev model, the all-rounder striking a balance between speed and image quality, ideal for most artistic endeavors. And finally, for the professionals and those seeking absolute peak performance, there's the powerhouse, Flux Pro. But here's the catch. These models, especially the unquantized versions, are real VRAM hogs. We're talking 20 gigabytes of VRAM or more for the full, unquantized experience. That's where things get interesting. The creator of Stable Diffusion Forge, Liasfeel, introduced bitsandbytes low-bit acceleration method in his major update discussion post on GitHub, and have also released quantized NF4 versions of these models on his Hugging Face profile. This means you can now experience the magic of Flux even with a modest 4 to 10 gigabytes of VRAM. These NF4 versions aren't just lighter on your system, they're faster too. It's like having your cake and eating it too, but with AI art instead. Now, to unleash the power of Flux, especially these awesome NF4 versions, we need a playground, a digital canvas, and that's where ComfyUI comes in. ComfyUI is like the cool kid on the block that's rapidly gaining popularity as the go-to GUI for AI image generation. With over 46,000 stars on GitHub, it's giving giants like Stable Diffusion and Stable Diffusion Forge a run for their money. But let's be real, ComfyUI can feel a bit intimidating at first, especially if you're used to more user-friendly interfaces. But don't worry, I've got you covered. I've created a super simple method to install ComfyUI along with a pre-made workflow specifically designed for these new quantized Flux NF4 models. And the best part? It's all down in the description below. Just a simple JSON file that takes all the guesswork out of the equation. Alright, everyone, let's get ComfyUI up and running with those awesome Flux models. First things first, we need to get ComfyUI itself onto your system. The easiest way is to grab the portable standalone build for Windows. It's like a magic zip file containing everything ComfyUI needs. Head over to the releases page. I'll put the link down below, and download the ComfyUI Windows Portable NVIDIA 7Z file. It's about 1.47 gigabytes, so you might need to take a little coffee break depending on your internet speed. Once that's downloaded, find a cozy spot on your hard drive where you want to install ComfyUI and extract the contents of that .7z file right there. If you don't have a way to extract the file, you can download and install the 7z file archiver that will enable you to decompress and extract the Comfy files. Now, you can actually run ComfyUI right now without much fuss. Just dive into that ComfyUI Windows Portable folder and double-click either Run CPU.bat if you're rocking CPU power, or Run NVIDIA GPU.bat if you have an NVIDIA GPU ready to roll. But hold on, we're after that Flux goodness. To get those models cooking, we need a few extra ingredients. First up, make sure you have Git installed. Git lets us download GitHub repositories of all kinds of applications, which we'll need in a sec. If you don't have it, just do a quick Google search for Git download and grab it from the Git.sem website. Install it like any other program, and we're good to go. Now, We need to navigate to your ComfyUI custom nodes folder in order to install the repos needed to run the Flux models. First, navigate into your main ComfyUI directory, then open your custom nodes folder. Type cmd in the address bar and hit enter. This is where we'll add those extensions to manage and run our Flux models. First, we'll grab the ComfyUI Manager, which is going to make managing ComfyUI a whole lot easier. Head over to the repo and copy the link. Type git clone, followed by the link to the ComfyUI Manager repository. Don't worry, I've got that link down below too. Hit enter, and let Git work its magic. Next up, the extension that let us run those lean NF4 models. Same process, git clone, and the link from the description below. And copy the link from the ComfyUI bits and bytes NF4 repo. Once that's done, type cd ... to go back one folder, then type cd ... again to take you back to the main ComfyUI directory. Now, one last command to install a special Python library that the NF4 extension needs. Type this whole thing into your command prompt and hit enter. This command will install the bits and bytes Python library needed to run the NF4 extension. I'll leave the command in the description as well. Alright, we're almost there. Time to grab those Flux NF4 models themselves. Head over to the ComfyUI bits and bytes NF4 GitHub page. Links below, you know the drill. You'll see links for both the NF4 Flux Dev and NF4 Flux Schnell checkpoints. Now, the Dev model is like the patient artist, taking more steps to create a masterpiece, but tends to output a higher quality image in return. The Schnell model is all about speed, sacrificing a bit of detail for lightning-fast results. Both are fantastic, but most folks lean towards the Dev model for its higher quality. Click the links, and you'll land on the Hugging Face pages for the models. Hit that download button, and you're good to go. The models are over 10 gigabytes in size, so they may take some time to download depending on your internet speeds. Once those models are downloaded, we are going to need to place the models in the checkpoints folder. Find your main ComfyUI folder, then the models folder, and finally the checkpoints folder. Drop those freshly downloaded model files right in there. One last thing. We need the actual workflow to tell ComfyUI how to use these awesome models. Don't worry, I've created one for you. The link is down in the description. Download the workflow and prepare to load it in once Comfy starts running. It's advised that you create a separate folder designated for your workflow to make it easier when it comes time to find and load them in. We are ready to roll. Go back to your ComfyUI portable folder and double-click that Run NVIDIA GPU.bat file. A terminal window will pop up, and after a bit of setup, ComfyUI will launch right in your web browser. Now, don't be intimidated by all the nodes and connections. That's just ComfyUI's way of being super powerful and flexible. Click Load on the right-hand side, and choose the workflow you downloaded. You should see the model checkpoint you downloaded in the checkpoint loader node. You can switch models by clicking the arrows in the loader node until you land on the model you wanted. If you're using the Dev model, you can just hit Q prompt and watch the magic happen. No need for further configurations. If you're using the Schnell model, remember to change the steps in the basic scheduler node to 4 instead of 20. then hit that Q button. Depending on your PC, generations might take anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes. On my 6GB RTX 4050, the dev model churns out images in 5 to 10 minutes, while the speedy Schnell model does it in around 2 minutes. I'm really looking to improve the speeds on these generations, so if you have any advice, leave them down in the comments section. And there it goes. An astronaut venturing through the jungle in 512 by 512 resolution. I can't wait until the models get even faster so we can really bump up the quality and improve these some more. Feel free to experiment with the settings and see what kind of amazing art you can create. And if you're looking to squeeze out even more quality, try bumping up the resolution, but be prepared for longer generation times. And here's a pro tip. To keep ComfyUI and all those custom nodes up to date, just click the Manager button on the right. It's super easy to install updates or add new models and nodes as they come out. The ComfyUI Manager is your best friend for keeping your AI art studio cutting edge. So there you have it. We've just unlocked the incredible power of Flux, even on more modest hardware, thanks to those NF4 models. Get out there, explore, experiment, and most importantly, have fun creating stunning AI art. And hey, if you come up with any cool workflows or tips, share the love down in the comments. Happy creating, everyone!